AM 560, The Source.
I don't want folks creating the mess and do a lot of talking. I want them just to get out of the way so we can clean up the mess.
Welcome back to the Jim Pfaff Show. That is exactly how politicians feel about you. I mean, let's just be honest here in this political debate. That's how Barack Obama feels about you. It's just, frankly, he wants you to just get out of the way and let him deal with the problem. Now, he'll tell you that he's talking about the Republicans in Congress who are opposing him and all this kind of stuff. Hey, listen, his health care plan is failing because of him. So, but the question that we want to ask ourselves is, how do we best put our politicians in a situation where they have to listen to us? And on the phone with me is Michael Norberry. He is heading up a nascent effort called Bring Home the Politicians, try to get them closer to us. We want to talk with him about that here in this brief time we have. Welcome to the program, Michael.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Glad you came on the Jim Pfaff Show. Hey, listen, tell me what Bring Home the Politicians is all about. What are you trying to accomplish?
Well, the overall strategy of it is to relocate all U.S. and U.S. senators and representatives to our state capitals and all state representatives and senators to our nearest city halls or courthouses in our districts to securely telecommute for no less than 75% of their term while we obviously surround them.
Well, it seems like an obvious thing. I mean, I just wonder why we don't do it at this point. But how do you think you're going to be able to accomplish this? I mean, what's your plan? What's your strategy?
Well, honestly, we can't really start until January 2010 on the state and national level because we don't know who the challenger candidates are, and they're really going to be key. There's going to be such an anti-incumbent sentiment, and you're going to just see this flood of challenger candidates, and it's like, okay, you want to get noticed. This is a great idea. Put this on your platform. It shows you're a reformer, and, people support that. But that can't really start until January 2010. So what's going on right now, and we have a rally in Greensboro coming up, and we actually have a local city council person.
Greensboro, North Carolina. We didn't let people
Greensboro, North Carolina. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
And what it's called is basically, bring home the city council politicians. And what that is it's kind of a lighter version of it, where it asks that they hold half of their meetings via telecommute for the following reasons of it's cost effective, because depending on the size of your city council meetings, each one is going to run hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And you multiply that over, X amount of meetings for the year, and you're actually going to be saving a lot of money in taxes. And then also on top of that, it's going to increase participation because I'd like to take part more in my own city councils, but just how my schedule is after work and stuff like that, I'm making dinner when they're, holding these things. So under this, you can use services like, Windows Live Media or Skype or Ventrilo, services like that. And you can telecommute in, you can listen, you can send in your questions. And the city council members, because they'll be embedded in their districts for those second half of the meetings. And because of that they're embedded there, it means they're not driving to and from the city council meeting. And again, in Greensboro, North Carolina, they put out this initiative where it's like they want every new home to plant a single tree to help on global warming. And, you're like, okay, on one hand, okay, yeah, but on the same time, no. And I'm tired of seeing these guys, you have to be environmentally friendly. We're going to spend your tax money on it. Wouldn't it be great to see them put their money where their mouth is and actually have to make an adjustment in their own situation, how they commute their work and stuff like that to, chip in for the cause that they're always advocating. And then finally, it's a reality check that, there's still taxes to spend here. The mayor, especially in this area, their answer to everything is just rely on federal stimulus money. Or, the government, just the money, tax money will come, let's keep funding programs. And this is kind of a reality check that takes them out of their little, bubble and comfort zone and says, no, things are changing, and you're going to have to start listening to us.
Yeah. Well, now let me put this into some perspective. Now let's take this back up to the federal level because okay. I agree with you. It needs to start at the local level. By the way, short time left here, but the fact is, if you really consider it, there is a real need to get these guys close to us. I think the August recess of Congress proved why having these guys close to the people really matters. But can we really enforce this? I mean, how are we going to be able to enforce this from our congressmen?
Well, on the U.S. level, under Article 1, Section 4, I'm going to read it from right here, is the Congress shall assemble at least once in every year, and such meetings shall be on the first Monday in December, unless they shall by law appoint a different day. They later on, under the 20th Amendment, changed the day to January 3rd, but the overall section is intact that they only have to meet once per year, meaning, that other 364 days, they can, be locally embedded and telecommute in. There's no ban from a federal perspective.
Yeah, so it's in their best interest when they want to hide from you to be there as often as possible. I mean, I think I'm talking...
circle the wagons.
Yeah, exactly. How is this going to reduce lobbying? That's one of the big things that you make a point about. What is this actually going to do to reduce the influence of lobbyists?
Well, you got to figure if you are a lobbyist, you're going to board your first class, plane or, more likely a private jet with, a bag full of money. And you go into D.C., you meet with the 10, rollers and shakers. You hand them each, 10, 20,000, depending on how important they are. And then you go home and you got your bill approved. Under this, it's like a grid system. You spread them all out over 50 states. So if they still want to get to those 10 or 20 key guys, they have to take a plane to every single state capital. They have to, put up for the fancy hotel bill. They got to take these guys out to dinner and stuff like that. They're going to, blow a significant amount of the bribe money that they were going to spend on just travel expenses.
Now you make
that exposes them more.
Yeah, exactly. Now you make a case that this really helps us act more like a republic.
Yeah.
Explain.
Because, back in, we're still on an 18th century system, and we have the technology now where it doesn't take, a week from someone from, say, Tennessee to make it to D.C. So there's no reason why we can't take advantage of this. And actually, the only good thing I think the Democrats did out of the August recess is they proved this idea works. It's not theory. Their healthcare war rooms they set up was this exactly. The administration stayed in constant contact with their party's representatives and senators throughout the country, helping them, stop or break up protests and stuff like that.
Now, you're just setting this off beginning in 2010. What's your long-term strategy here? We just have about a minute and a half left.
Okay, well, long-term strategy is definitely city council initiatives. If you can't take part in a city council election, like in Denver there, it's already passed, but you can launch an initiative. And if you go to bringhomethepoliticians.com and click on your state, we're going to have, their details. Sites like municode.com will give you, it tells you what you need to start getting an initiative started. And from there, we're going to build it up. Your city council members generally want to run for state representatives, especially now. You build buzz on the lower level. They add it to their platform. Likewise for U.S. congressional candidates. And we just keep bubbling up. And you can still also do voter initiatives in 18 states. You can bypass the state legislatures. And that's going to allow you to implement this, without the politicians getting in the way in 18 states such as Colorado and California.
Yeah, Colorado's a good state for that. It can be done. So go to bringhomethepoliticians.com and as well go to municode.com. Anyone that might be listening to this, if you don't know what your, what the procedure is in your local municipality. And final word, Michael, do you really think that this can be done? I mean, it's a big hill to climb. 20 seconds.
Yeah, but I think people are angry enough, and they're tired of saying enough is enough. And it's either it's time to put the the rubber on the pavement. And we're on Facebook, and we got a little Ning site and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to do what it takes to get this done because there really is no other option.
And there's links to all that at bringhomethepoliticians.com.
Bringhomethepoliticians.com.
Great. I appreciate being on the program. And folks, what's important about this is here in Colorado, we are a home rule state. A great way to start is to do this kind of stuff right at your local level, and we have a lot of flexibility here. We're thankful to you, Michael Norberry, for being with us on the Jim Pfaff Show. We'll be right back after this break.